Poblach na Huron, the Provisional Government of the Irish Republic to the people of Ireland. Irish men and Irish women, in the name of God and of the dead generations from which she receives her old tradition of nationhood, Ireland, through us, summons her children to her flag and strikes for her freedom. Having organised and trained her manhood through her secret revolutionary organisation, the Irish Republican Brotherhood, and through her open military organisations, the Irish Volunteers and the Irish Citizens' Army, having patiently perfected her discipline, having resolutely waited for the right moment to reveal itself, she now seizes that moment, and supported by her exiled children in America and by gallant allies in Europe, but relying in first on her own strength, she strikes in full confidence of victory. We declare the right of the people of Ireland to the ownership of Ireland and to the unfettered control of Irish destinies to be sovereign and indefeasible. The long usurpation of that right by a foreign people and government have not extinguished the right, nor can it ever be extinguished except by the destruction of the Irish people. In every generation, the Irish people have asserted their right to national freedom and sovereignty. 6 times during the past 300 years, they have asserted it in arms, standing on that fundamental right, and again asserting it in arms in the face of the world. We hereby proclaim the Irish Republic as a sovereign, independent state, and we pledge our lives and the lives of our comrades in arms to the cause of its freedom, of its welfare, and of its exaltation among the nations. The Irish Republic is entitled to and hereby proclaims the allegiance of every Irish man and Irish woman. The Republic guarantees religious and civil liberty, equal rights and equal opportunities to all its citizens, and declares its resolve to pursue the happiness and prosperity of the whole nation and all of its parts, cherishing the children of the nation equally, and oblivious of the differences carefully fostered by an alien government which have divided a minority from the majority in the past, until our arms have brought about the opportune moment for the establishment of a permanent national government representative of the whole people of Ireland and elected by the suffrages of all her men and women. The Provisional Government hereby constituted will administer the civil and military affairs of the Republic in trust of the people. We place the cause of the Irish Republic under the protection of the Most High God, whose blessing we invoke upon our arms, and we pray that no one who serves that cause will dishonour it by cowardice, inhumanity or rapine. In this supreme hour, the Irish nation must, by its valour and discipline, and by the readiness of its children to sacrifice themselves for the common good, prove itself worthy of the august destiny to which it is caused. Signed on behalf of the Provisional Government, Thomas J. Clark, Sean McDermott, Thomas McDonough, P.H. Pearce, Eamon Kent, James Connolly, Joseph Plunkett.
Accordia, it's an honour and a privilege to be here in my home city of Belfast to address you all this Easter. This weekend, as with every Easter, Republicans across Ireland gather to honour all those who have struggled for Irish freedom. We stand with the families of our patriot dead, and we pay tribute to your dignity and to your resilience. We remember the sacrifices and contributions of your loved ones. And we send solidarity greetings to all those around the world struggling for freedom and struggling for justice. The principles and ideals of the 1916 proclamation have inspired successive generations of Irish Republicans. That proclamation of the Irish Republic was not only a declaration of independence, it was a call to subsequent generations to follow in building a living nation on the foundation stones of equality, solidarity, fraternity and economic justice for all. We recommit ourselves to the cause of independence, sovereignty and unity of Ireland, and to a republic based on equal rights for all citizens and social justice. And we also remember today all those comrades who have passed away since last Easter. 2023 marks the centenary of the end of the Irish Civil War, a deeply tragic period in the history of this island. The country was partitioned, with devastating consequences, and new obstacles were placed in the way of the journey to an all-island republic. The treaty, civil war and partition were catastrophic for Ireland. In the north, nationalists were excluded from power, denied equality, opportunity and their human rights. In the south, the forces of conservatism consolidated power to the detriment of working people, women and progressive social and economic development, and in the absence of a process of reconciliation, its negative impact on our politics was to last 3 generations. The long road to freedom, justice and peace has taken many twists and turns since 1923. There have been ups and downs, lean years and times of high hope. When peaceful civil rights demonstrators were brutally suppressed by the Unionist government in the late 1960s, conflict re-emerged. The people of this city know only too well the price that was paid for the continued denial of basic rights. And I want to pay tribute today to all those people who endured so much but who never wavered in their fearless pursuit of justice, rights and freedom. I want to salute the Republican activists of Belfast who continue to assert the demand for Irish freedom. And I also want to acknowledge the pain and trauma that many families from all backgrounds carry as a result of tragic loss during the conflict by all armed groups. Today, we live in a different place. This Easter, we mark 25 years since the people of this island voted for the Good Friday Agreement. That peace accord brought to an end 3 decades of conflict, and it stands as an historic international success story in peacemaking. The agreement confronted the underlying causes of conflict and put reconciliation at the heart of progress. As a result, an entire generation has now grown up in a time of opportunity free from armed conflict. Belfast now shines as a vibrant, modern city brimming with talent and brimming with ambition. We have world-class universities with world-class students. We're proudly a multicultural city which welcomes tourism and welcomes investment. This is a city on the move, a city on the rise, a people looking to the future with confidence and ambition. In Belfast, we see the incredible potential which exists right across our island. We have everything we need to build our new Ireland a home for everyone. We must remain vigilant, however. The peace, political progress and social change ushered in by the Good Friday Agreement should never, ever be taken for granted. We must continue to work to protect our hard-won peace and our hard-won progress. So it can never be taken away by those seeking to undermine hard-won peace and progress for their own narrow political interests. The Ireland of 2023 is very different to the Ireland of 1998. Last year's historic Assembly election marked another seismic moment in our journey. An Irish Republican woman who became First Minister designate committed to working for all in a state designed to ensure that that could never happen. And since that election, the DUP has used the protocol as an excuse to boycott the political institutions and to prevent Michelle O'Neill from becoming a First Minister for all. The deal between the European Union and the British government is now done. The negotiations are over and the recent agreement between London and Brussels has been adopted into European law. This deal gives our businesses a huge competitive advantage as a gateway to both the British and European markets. And the eyes of the world are once again on Ireland as this week we celebrate the 25 years since the signing of the Good Friday Agreement, and we welcome and have the visit of the US President Joe Biden. This is a golden opportunity to strengthen the economy and create good jobs. We need an executive up and running and working for all of the people in the north. The democratic outcome of last year's historic election must be respected, and the onus is on the British and Irish governments and the political parties, not least the DUP, to get back to business and form a government and to deal with the issues facing all of our people. And all the while, in the absence of an executive, as the DUP wander around talking to themselves, the British Tory government is imposing cruel and savage cuts to our public services and to our voluntary and community organisations working with some of the most vulnerable in our society. The people who use these services don't have the luxury to wait whilst the DUP navel-gaze. Our health workers and teachers can't wait for safe pay, for safe working conditions and fair pay, and our children being denied a hot meal over the holidays can't wait. Nor can children and adults with special needs wait, and neither can our cancer patients languishing on lists be asked to wait any longer. We know that many within the DUP saw Brexit as an opportunity to harden the border in Ireland. They have failed. They must now recognise that they failed and get on with the business of representing those who elected them within the institutions of the Good Friday Agreement. We want to see everyone with a mandate back round the executive table, working together, delivering for all of our people. We want to see a functioning executive and assembly and the North-South bodies operating to their full potential, with increased cooperation in health, education, the all-island economy, agriculture, infrastructure and tourism. And our journey to a new Ireland does not end, however, with simply bringing together North and South. Sinn Féin's idea of social justice, democracy, fairness, public services and equality are coming of age in this country. In the 26 counties, Finucane and Finucane, who banded together after the 2020 election to keep Sinn Féin out of government, claimed that they had heard the people's demand for change. In reality, they coalesced to deny that change. Predictably, since they assumed office, the most pressing crises facing our people have gotten worse, and the most critical of these is the housing emergency. The right to shelter is central to the exercise of all other rights: health, education, employment, relationships, family structures. But we now have a young generation locked out of any real prospect of home ownership or even affordable rent. And now Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil, supported by the Green Party, have taken the cruel and inhumane decision to make thousands of families homeless by ending the eviction ban. Sinn Féin knows whose side we are on. We are on the side of working people. We are on the side of struggling families. Sinn Féin refuses to accept a system that is unequal and precarious for far too many. We refuse to accept an unequal and unfair distribution of wealth and power in Ireland. The establishment stalled change in 2020 by circling the wagons, but they cannot stop it and they will not stop it. The 26 counties have had government for developers, government for bankers, governments for landlords and speculators. But Ireland is changing by the day. The new generation is confident and ambitious, and the people are demanding real change. It's time it had a government for the people, and Sinn Féin will lead such a government. In the North, we face our local elections on May 18th, and Sinn Féin is committed to delivering for all of our communities. The local elections are an opportunity to elect our hard-working Sinn Féin councillors who will prioritise the issues which matter to ordinary people. No matter what a person's background or community, Sinn Féin councillors are there every single day, working hard and delivering on the things that matter. Our councillors will work to make people's lives better and to build a better future for the next generation and provide positive, progressive leadership. A key element of the Good Friday Agreement was that, for the first time, it provided a peaceful, democratic path to Irish unity. The only thing standing between us and a united Ireland is our ability to convince others that it will be a better Ireland for everyone. And the conversation, as we know, about Irish unity is growing, and that is why a Citizens' Assembly is urgently required to prepare for constitutional change. Unity referendums can be won, and won well, but we will have to reach out, create space for others across Irish society to come on board. The opportunities for moving to a united Ireland have never been so great. The old certainties are gone. In the North, the Unionist political majority is gone, and in the South, the once dominant power of the Conservative parties has been broken. Sinn Féin is on the rise across Ireland. The United Ireland which Republicans seek is one built on equality, pluralism and inclusion. A stronger Ireland, a fairer Ireland, an Ireland fit for the people. A united Ireland that will be a fitting tribute to the patriots that we honour every Easter and each day in between. Acáirde, our journey continues. The direction of travel is clear. Further change is coming. The challenge for Republicans now is to build and broaden support for Irish unity. It is to win an inevitable unity referendum. And on this Easter Sunday, let us pledge that together we will complete the journey pursued by those we honour here today. The destination is a 32-county republic based on social justice and based on equality. That is the prize. Let us go forward together and finish the journey. Garamilia Mayogo.
That concludes today's ceremony, and if I can just make a few remarks. The National Graves wish to put on record our thanks for your support through the past year and into the next year. We couldn't survive, we couldn't do the work that we are required to do without it. So, on behalf of all the members of the National Graves, can we now have the dismissal of the colour party? Turn me again.